My next guest has a new book out with the one and only Oprah Winfrey. It is called Build the Life You Want, The Art and Science of Getting Happier. Well, I am very, very happy to welcome my friend Arthur Brooks, Harvard professor, PhD, social scientist, and columnist for The Atlantic. I am so happy you're here. As soon as I heard about this book, I couldn't wait to get my hands on it because you study this, right? You have spent all of this time and effort on the science of happiness.
Exactly right.
What is the top thing we get wrong?
The number one thing that we get wrong is we think that happiness is a feeling. I ask my students, what's happiness on the first day of class? They say, it's the feeling I get when I'm with the people that I love or doing what I enjoy. And I say, wrong. Happiness is not a feeling. Feelings are evidence of happiness. Like the smell of the turkey is evidence of Thanksgiving dinner. And once you get past that, then wow, then you can really start to manage your happiness when you understand that it's something more tangible than feelings.
You say that envy is the enemy of happiness.
Yeah.
Does that mean that gratitude and peace are the key to it?
That's a good part of what actually comes from happiness. Happiness is a combination of satisfaction, which is the joy you get after struggle, of enjoyment, which is pleasure plus people and memory, and last but not least, it's meaning. This sense that life has coherence to it, that has a direction to it. And those things you get not from, searching for some feelings, and certainly not from trying to emulate other people and wishing you had what they had. No. That's not the secret to anything that we do, which is one of the reasons that social media is not the secret to happiness.
But you say in the book, money, fame, power do not make you happy.
Yeah.
Then when Oprah Winfrey picked up the phone and said, hey, Arthur, you want to write this book with me? You didn't feel happy?
Yeah, well, I said, I didn't believe it was Oprah Winfrey. I said, yeah, and I'm Batman.
But it certainly made you happy.
It's great because this gives us an incredible platform to talk to millions of people about how they can take control of their emotions and take control of their lives. This is a book about emotional self-management. This is an owner's manual for your emotions, such that you can set yourself free and pay attention to what really matters, as opposed to all the dumb stuff around us that we're paying attention to all the time.
But it's confusing because you say you have to build a roadmap.
Yeah.
And when you say that, I often think, well, that's like this defeatist checklist of like, I would be happy if I had a nice apartment, if I had a good job, if I had a boyfriend. And that sounds like a roadmap, but you're talking about a different roadmap.
Yeah, totally. That's the wrong kind of bucket list. The bucket list running
that bucket list that women's magazines have been telling us for
Bucket lists are the worst. And the reason is because what they do is they make you feel like a loser for not having those things in the first place. Plus, they make you think if you get these worldly things, you're somehow going to feel so wonderful. And we all know that when we get those things, we don't. The truth of the matter is that we need to understand that happiness is a direction, not a destination. And we can make progress by investing in 4 things every day.
What are they?
Not money, not power, not pleasure, not fame, or internet followers. Or
what the hell am I doing for a living?
The secrets, the happiness 401k plan are faith, family, friends, and work that serves other people.
Explain faith, because when people hear faith, they think organized religion.
Yeah, sure, and that's not what we mean at all. That's just a placeholder for a transcendent walk in life, to make yourself small. The problem is we make ourselves huge all the time. I'm the center of my own psychodrama constantly, and it's so boring. My lunch, my money, my commute, it's terrible. I need to zoom out. Maybe that's studying the Stoic philosophers. Maybe that's a meditation practice. Maybe that's walking in nature without devices before dawn. And maybe that's the religion of my youth, but we need something, and we got to do it every single day.
But here's what's perverse about that.
Yeah.
You teach this at Harvard University, okay? The school where students had to sacrifice absolutely everything and play the left-handed tuba since the 3rd grade and get a 1590 on the SATs while taking the SATs in Mandarin to get there.
Yeah.
So that insane checklist that is the opposite of happiness, those are the people in your class dying to say, how do I get happy?
And that's the reason they're in the class, because they're figuring out that they've never failed and they're horribly afraid of failure. And they've already figured out that what they're driving toward is not going to bring them the happiness that they seek, and I'm the last chance saloon. That we're talking about, look, you got to make some new, look, success is fine. Good for you. Go create some value. But make sure that it's work that serves, and make sure that you don't leave out the family relationships that you need, and make sure that you actually do fall in love and try to find your life mate. And do actually have real friends and not just deal friends. And we know the difference between those two. It comes down to
100%. Transactional friends versus relationships.
Exactly right. Exactly. Look, Aristotle talked about this a few thousand years ago, but now we have the neuroscience and the social psychology to back it up. This is a science class. One of the things that I teach them, for example, is what's going on in your brain when you're falling in love. I show them brain scans of people in love, and then I compare them to brain scans of people addicted to methamphetamine. You can't tell the difference. And I talk about, okay, what's going on here? How can you actually manage this in a way that makes you feel more human and more in control? Then how can you use this kind of a process when you're dating on an app, for example? How do you use that? And so we use the science so they can design their life in that way, all around love in a more effective way. And that's a lot of what Oprah and I talk about in the book as well.
But you write about the importance of making friendships at any age.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it harder to do that now than ever? Because with social media, we've had a huge loss of actual community.
Yeah, more and more and more we're at a distance because we've been taught that these complicated technological solutions to life, they're going to give us the love that we actually want. All they are is a substitute for what we want. You know, we want the warmth and love that actually comes from eye contact and touch with another human being. And then we binge on the social media because we think it's going to actually give us this. Believe it or not, there's a hormone that's produced in the human brain called oxytocin. We want it, and we crave it, and we feel like the monkeys on our back when we don't get it. And so we'll go to social media, which is sort of the burgers and fries of social life, fills you up but doesn't give you any nutrition. And then we look for more solutions like that. And all the solutions are what your grandmother would have told you. They're all about the love relationships that we need in our life. They're real human, one-on-one, the name of the show. This is actually what we need. This is the reason, by the way. This isn't as good if I'm in my house and you're in yours.
100%.
It's not as good. And the same thing is true in life. If this is a better conversation on this show right now and people think, well, that's an authentic conversation that they're having.
The human connection.
Don't settle for Zoom. Don't settle for the social media. Don't settle for meeting somebody and trying to find your compatibility with somebody on an app. Go out and meet the humans.
Then is it business that's convinced us, well, let's just be more efficient. Yeah. Let's go telehealth. Let's go remote. But in reality, we're surviving, but we're losing the ability to thrive together.
Completely. I mean, look, happiness is love, full stop. That's what it comes down to. I mean, I'll talk about faith, family, friends, and work, but all this is love of the divine, love of your family in person, love of your real friends, and the love that you express for all of humanity through the way that you earn your daily bread.
But in this book, you talk about how important it is to find people in your life that are different from you, that disagree with you.
Yeah, totally. And, you know, this is actually one of the things that we don't understand in this modern culture where we can curate our friendships, we can curate our dates before we even meet people for the very first time. We think if I find somebody who's just exactly like me, a carbon copy of me, it's going to make me so blissfully happy. It's a funny thing about internet dating, by the way, when you look at the data on that. When people have more and more and more selection where they're going to date on apps, and they're less and less likely to find the people attractive that they're meeting. Okay, why is that? And the answer is because they're curating their profiles to be completely compatible.
To present themselves as something other than what they are.
Well, more importantly, to find people who are just like them, which makes them date somebody like their sibling, which, as my adult kids would say, is not
gross.
Hot. We need more complementarity. We need real diversity is actually what we need. This is what we crave.
Okay, so these are the big things that we need in a grand sense.
Right.
But I want you, before we leave, just get practical with me, right? People are watching this show before they get, this is the last thing they're doing before we close our eyes.
Yeah.
What can we do when we wake up tomorrow to walk one step closer to a path to happiness?
Okay, to begin with, let's actually make a checklist of the things that we need to put a deposit into every day, right? I mean, a lot of people watching us, they're successful, they watch your show, it's enriching, they're going to go to work and the whole thing, and they're pretty good on the work aspect of it, right? But they're probably leaving behind a little bit of their transcendental life. So tomorrow...
Nobody knows what transcendental life is.
I'll just talk about faith then, and our spiritual life, or maybe a little meditation. And let's start by making a goal of reading something really heavy and wise for 15 minutes tomorrow. Right? Read a book by somebody who knows more than you do about, the spiritual depths, the mysteries of life for 15 minutes. That's number one. Number two, make a goal of calling somebody in your family every single day. right?
Oh,
Different
this
person.
is so
Put it on the
beautiful.
list. Number 3, you know your real friends and you know your deal friends. Make the list of the people that you come most in contact and put R's and D's after their name, not Republicans and Democrats. Real and deal, right? And if it's all deal,
at this point, nobody has both of those letters on their friend list. They only have one or the other. That's the problem.
So, and if you don't have enough R's, enough reals on your list, you need to do more work. You know, a lot of people watching us haven't had real friends since college. They haven't. They have all these deal friends and these transactional friends. People who can help them. You know how you find real friends, by the way? They're not useful. They're useless. They're beautifully useless. And you need more useless people in your life. Make a list of them and do the work to keep in touch. You know, look, when I figured out, when I started doing this research, I didn't have enough real friends. Now I've got my real friends, and I spend an hour on the phone with each one of them a week.
That is the most
That's
beautiful
a lot
thing.
of time, right? And last but not least, here's how you judge your job.
Okay.
You don't judge your job in terms of your title, your prestige, or your money.
Oh my God, what if I quit at the end of this segment? Oh my God.
Don't quit. It's number 1, are you earning your success? Do you believe you're creating value with your life, value with the way that you're earning your living in your life and the lives of other people? And do you believe you're truly serving other people so that you can lift them up and bring them together? Those are the 2 criteria for your job. That will bring you joy. And that's actually how you structure your day tomorrow. And then at the end of the day, do a little examination of your conscience. Say, did I do 1, 2, 3, and 4 or not? Did I call my mom? Did I call my real friend? Did I actually do my reading? Did I actually look for the job, if I don't have it right now, where I can earn my success and serve other people? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I am so blessed and honored to have this conversation with you. I'm so lucky that you came tonight, and I want our audience to know we had a technical problem, and Arthur sat here with me for 45 minutes. He was subjected to chit-chatting with me. That is a true gentleman and a friend.
Well, you know what? It made me happy.
When you go through your checklist before you go to bed, I'm going to be in the positive list.
Exactly right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Stephanie.
And good luck with this Oprah person. Not sure who she is, but man, this book really turned out. Arthur Brooks, thank you so much.